of people go in and out, like big people, so it needs to be like cleaned up and look better.
Oh, I would definitely say the Performing Arts Center.
And why?
Well, one, it's one of the oldest buildings on campus right now, and I know the campus is going through all these major renovations and stuff. One, it's about time.
In my opinion, I would have to say that the Performing Arts Center needs to be rebuilt. You know, it's pretty ancient. It's really old, squeaky doors. It's just really gray in there, you know. I understand it's a radio and television and theater department, but they should add some more stuff, make it bigger, nicer, and since it's right by the lake, it should be a nicer building.
Two, I think we're behind in the field, especially with the equipment that we use. Any professional theater or radio television station that you go to nowadays has got equipment that's, you know, more up to date. We're just behind in the times.
Hello and welcome back to the President's Table. My name is Dan Jones, the President of Texas A&M University Commerce, and on our final segment today, we'll be talking about the university's new master plan. The last few years have been years of explosive growth in enrollment as well as capital improvements. We've done almost $150 million in capital improvements over the last decade. So this is one of the fastest growing universities, both in terms of its student body and also in terms of the expansion of its campus. That being said, we have buildings on campus dating back to 1923, and we are always in need of updating and improving something. So we have spent the last few months engaged in a comprehensive master planning process that will lay out a vision for the university from now through the year 2032. And some very exciting ideas have come out of that process. It's been a very broad-based process. We've gone out, we've talked with faculty, with staff, with students, as well as constituents from the community. And we are nearing the end of it. We have a fairly massive document which is posted on the website, and would invite anyone who wants some more information to take a look at it. But our guests for this segment are two gentlemen who have been involved in the process. Mr. Bob Brown, who is our Vice President for Business Administration, and Dr. Dale Funderburk, who is the Interim Dean of the College of Business and Entrepreneurship. So Bob, let me start with you, and if you could, can you give us just a little overview of the process and how often does a university engage in a project of this nature?
The master planning process should occur between every 5 and 10 years at a university. Ours was last done 6 years ago, and the reason for not waiting that full decade is the rapid expansion of the university. And so it was time to begin to thoughtfully put on paper where the university needed to be with its facilities for the next 20 years. Right. We've interviewed over 200 people. Those are faculty, staff, students, our deans. We have had the opportunity to interview and talk to the leadership in the City of Commerce and in Hunt County, as well as our alumni. And we've taken all of that information, plus we went through a programming process where we looked at historic enrollments, our building usage, and then we went through something that's not quite as sexy, but equally important. We looked at our roads, our parking lots, the access and egress to the campus, and we put all that information together. We have had a number of meetings on campus with a master planning committee that you appointed, and we're very close to the end of that process. We expect to be done in another 2 weeks and hopefully have a product that you're willing to share with the Board of Regents in the end of the summer.
Right. So it has been a very thorough, painstaking process, and I think when people get a look at it, they'll really be stunned at the vision of where this university is headed. And Dr. Funderburk, you've been involved in the process, and from your perspective, how has this all kind of come together?
Okay, to me, the 2 or 3 things that I was very much impressed with. First, you have to understand that I've seen this campus for 50 years. I've seen lots of changes, and to me, it looks better today than it ever has, truly. But that doesn't happen by accident. You try a building the wrong way, you've got the problem for a lot of years. So, one, the fact that we are looking ahead and that there was a vision, and in this case, the consultants did discuss it with us, and they listened. And my part in this, first, as the dean in the College of Business, they asked me, what do you need? And again, doing this to large groups, they did listen there. And being on the committee, I could tell that they had heard on that, and they incorporated those things. And so, one, from the point of view of the aesthetics of the campus, I live here, I'm here all the time. I think the fact that we have the greens, the open spaces, that it's so laid out, and there is that vision, that I find a very, very refreshing thing. And then the fact that it's functional there, that we are, after all, the university, we hold classes, we need a library there, and that these things are very much central there. That, again, to me, is something that was a very pleasing part of this process.
Right. And again, the consultants heard that directly from the people who live here and who work here and work in these buildings every day and walk across these green spaces.
Right.
In terms of the elements of the plan, and it's a little hard to crystallize, the various assumptions that go into a plan like this, but Bob, let me ask you, if you were to say that there were 2 to 3 kind of elements or principles that guided the development of the plan, what would those be?
Well, the first one was that we wanted to be a residential campus of first choice. We still believe that there are a good number of students that would like to come here and would benefit by living on campus and being engaged in the campus all of their daily life. And so we have elements in here that protect the student activity space, enhance the student activity space, enhance the student life space, and so that's very much a part of it. Plus, we want to feel like a classic university. And one of the big elements of the plan, as Dr. Funderburk alluded to, was to build around the central green space, which is now along the east and west walking mall that goes from the College of Business back to the Journalism Building, and essentially create a kind of a university commons in that area. So it's an extraordinary element of the master plan, and takes the notion of a walkable, livable campus really to the next level.
Right. And we do have a rendering of that, and I don't think our viewers will be able to see this in great detail, but this shows what is envisioned as the Grand Mall for the university. And just for reference, this is Ed South. This is what is currently the Journalism Building, to be replaced by the library and a new classroom building. And as you can see, there's a tremendous amount of green space in there. And again, the idea of comparing this to Harvard Yard is not a stretch. It really is a gathering place for students, a communal space, so that people can come together and share their best thinking, and really the entire campus becomes an academic environment. We have just a few seconds left. Dr. Funderburk, is the College of Business going to be taken care of in this plan?
Yes, we are, and I'm excited about that. To me, it's very important for scholars in a discipline in the college to share a common space.
Right.
And so with the building of the new library there, it frees up a lot of space in the existing library, and that will, I think, serve our needs well as we grow. And
right.
As you know, we've been growing very rapidly there, so it's something we really need.
Exactly. Well, and I'll just close by reiterating Mr. Brown's point. In this era of distance education and online learning and so forth, we still do that. In fact, we're one of the state's leading institutions in that regard. But having a pleasant, attractive destination point for students to come and get the entire college experience is what this plan is reflective of. So, as we mentioned, this will be finalized in a couple of weeks, and check it out on the website. Well, that brings us to an end of this month's edition of the President's Table. Thank you for joining us.